how fun that we're in New York at the same time.
We are.
Because usually I feel like you go to a city and I'm like, wait, I'm going there on Monday. And you're like, I leave Monday. I feel like that happens to us everywhere we go.
For like the past 10 years.
Literally.
So.
And that was fun. We got to go for dinner.
Also, wow, you have the toes out for the foot fetish fans today.
Me?
Yeah.
I know. I actually panicked a little bit because I forgot to put on socks. And a very unpedicured foot.
Oh, God.
As well.
Mine are, we don't even want to talk about it. Oh.
$3.99. No charge. You just got my.
Those are going to end up on WikiFeet. We were looking at your WikiFeet the other night.
I got a good rating, and that might have just taken it down 2 notches. Like it's.
I didn't know that on WikiFeet, because believe it or not, I don't spend my time on it normally.
No.
You can upload photos, and my favorite was that there was a photo of your back. No feet to be seen.
There was?
Yeah.
My back?
It was from when we did the quickie shoot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It literally was just like your back in a bathing suit. And I was like, how does this have anything to do with feet?
Yeah. Maybe there's a wiki back starting.
Honestly, there's probably a wiki everything.
Wait, is OnlyFans still a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I never hear about it anymore.
I don't think it went away.
Oh.
Not like TikTok, just OnlyFans.
I know. I'm like, can we talk about that? Is TikTok really? I mean, by the time this goes out, it'll be Tuesday. So is the ban apparently happening tomorrow?
Yeah.
So what happens?
Okay, this is what I've heard. Don't quote me because I know nothing.
Okay. Well,
apparently
you just start everything with allegedly, and then you don't get in trouble.
Allegedly, it's not going to just like the app's not going to disappear, but it's not going to update, and the updates is what keeps it functioning because TikTok does like 2 updates a week. So it's just going to get really buggy and stop working. But I have a Canadian app store, so I think I'm going to get to keep it.
That's crazy. I don't have a Canadian app store because my phone is American.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about that for Canadians. I'm like, so Canadians still get to use it, but then half your audience is gone.
Half the audience is gone. And also I don't think a lot of, because I've had American friends reach out and they're like, can you create me an account? And I was like, happy to try. But they don't realize that we don't have a creator fund and we don't have TikTok shop. So like we're not able to monetize. Like we're not making money off the platform the way that it's going to impact a lot of creators who are on the US American, like earning an income.
Okay. So you came to Nashville. We had such a fun girls weekend.
We did.
We sat at home, drank wine, played Friends trivia.
We did. My hand was hurting from that one because we had to improvise.
Yeah, we didn't have a buzzer, so we would just do this and then smash our hand on the countertop, and we got very excited.
Very.
And so I had actual bruise down like the side of my thumb in this part of my hand from smacking it. But it was so much fun.
It was. Honestly, it was the perfect my heart needed it so much, but it was such a good getaway.
So Bailey lives in LA right now, and so obviously with the fires and everything going on, it was such a scary time. It still is a scary time.
Yeah.
And so you, Katie, and your friend Lex all came to get out of LA, and it was so interesting because we're like sitting there getting dumped on with snow in Nashville while like watching LA burn down. What is going on there? I feel like you've done a lot of talking about like resources and how people can help. Yeah,
I mean, obviously, I'm sure everybody knows there's been multiple wildfires in LA, and I was there when it first started it was on a Tuesday. I can't remember the date, but I think it was like January 6th. Like it was early. Like we're like 2025. What's happening?
Yeah.
But I remember driving with Lex, who came to visit, and we were going to an appointment in Santa Monica, and we saw this tiny little fire on the hill, and we're like, that doesn't look good. Like what's happening? Like wonder. And then that was at 11 a.m. and by 2 p.m. it was a state of emergency in California.
Whoa.
Like the winds were just so insane. They were up to 100 miles per hour, and there was just like no containing it. They couldn't even get planes in the air. The Palisades fire, the first one that started, burned over it. I don't know what acreage it's at now, but it's more than the island of Manhattan. That one fire, for perspective.
And the scariest part is because of the winds, like you said, I don't know. I didn't know this till you told me that the planes couldn't even get up because
it was so unstable, and they had 0% containment of the fires for 2 days because the winds were just so bad.
That is terrifying.
And then there was the second fire, the Altadena fire. Those were the 2 main ones. There was many others that were popping up. Some were arson. It was just insane. And I'm so lucky. I've said this so much. Like I had such a good group of friends there that I had 2 group chats going, and we were checking in, like doors are open if anybody needs, because the evacuation was touch and go. We didn't know which fire was moving where. The winds were changing, blowing, and then other ones were popping up. Like one night the night before I was coming to you, I was supposed to go. I was on the border of an evacuation in Santa Monica, and my friend and her girlfriend were in the Hollywood Hills, and they're like, come stay here. It's safer. Like, it's further for you to get to the airport, but it's just safer. You won't have to worry about evacuating. And within an hour, they're like, we just got a state of emergency, like a 5-minute emergency evacuation. Like, this is a life or death situation. And like her phone was just like blaring. She's packing up her dogs, like just anything she can. And they're like, we're coming to you. So it just was changing so fast. And it was such, it just felt unstable. Like everything felt unstable.
And like eerie. I felt like I wasn't even there. And to see it all on social media felt so eerie and so scary. And huge shout out to Bethany Frankel, because I feel like she really like talks the talk and walks the walk when it comes to giving back.
Yes.
I'm very impressed by her like overall heart with these kinds of things. I feel like she really steps up and does a lot to give back.
I mean, I just feel like LA in general, I did leave. I had the trip planned and it's like I'm dealing with internal guilt around it, but I feel like there's so many different ways of doing things during these times. Like you're never going to be able to do it all.
Yeah.
And like I'm donating like 100% of sales from Quickies, which is my company, is like going towards the LA Fire Department. But being out, I'm like watching and trying to share as many resources as I can for like donation centers, and to see the community come together the way it has in LA, because yes, LA can be a tough city and I think it gets a bad rep for like,
I give it a bad rep.
I do too. Like I've seen the
bad
surface
side.
level of it. Yeah. But in the past 2 weeks, like seeing the sense of community there, it's really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
And I saw a tweet the other day that was like, the most used emoji within the state of California is the hug emoji. Like it surged up. Yeah. I was like, that is the most wholesome thing ever. I love it.
You know what? You gotta take the small wins in terrible situations like that. And I do. Yeah. I think I was saying this with Justin too. Just like, you know, there's always beauty in something if you look for it, and it's always the people coming together in like a time of crisis. I feel like
I also
gives
think
you a little bit of hope.
With this, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Like this is going to take years to recover from, and everyone is so quick to donate right now, which is beautiful and amazing and needed, but it's still going to like, we're going to need to maintain that, because these people who've lost their homes and essentially everything are going to need to rebuild it. And like Palisades, it's all devastating. Palisades is definitely more of a wealthy community, and I see that being talked about online, but the Altadena, like that's just regular people with like rent controlled apartments who are now going to have trouble getting home insurance. And there was like a very historical Black community that burned down. Like all of that's going to need so much like rebuilding in terms of infrastructure and just support. And so I think like just anybody listening, keeping that in mind, or like anybody in LA.
You know, I always think about that with even like if somebody goes through a really awful loss or death or something, it's like people are all rallying around them in that moment. But the tough part is when the like reality sets in and that person's gone, and then everybody's like, well, I've already done my part, you know, and everyone moves on, but they forget like it's actually the impact after that's going to really affect people's mental health is going to be a really big thing, I think too, which it already is. But after this, like you're right. I think it's the continuing to support and find ways to help. What do you think that people are going to need the most help with?
Oh God. I mean, I don't even know. Yeah. I know that obviously there's been a ton of influx. Like donation centers, I think have reached capacity with like what they were able to take in, because they were just getting so much, which is amazing. I think it's going to be a lot of listening to the community after like this gets fully contained and seeing what is needed. I think mental health, like I just am someone who like I always go to mental health first because I struggle with it. And there are a lot of therapists and counselors and resources offering free services to those displaced by the fires, which is beautiful. And I've not trying to plug myself, but like I'll put on my highlights. I've saved it. Like there's definitely links where if anybody is in LA and needs that, you can go get it. Cause I think if I like can't imagine if I had lost my house, how I would feel. Like I just mentally was struggling from feeling so unstable being there. So yeah.
I can't even, I read something. It was like, people didn't just lose their house. They lost their home. Like they didn't just lose this, they lost, you know, it's literally it's so much heavier than I think people even could imagine. I mean, I would never want to know what that feels like, but it just is so heartbreaking. Is like not even the it's not a deep enough word to describe like
No.
what it feels like. Because like if somebody goes through something awful, like really bad, and somebody says that sucks, I'm like, no, stubbing your toe sucks. That's like devastating. Like heartbreak feels like a too little of a word to describe what's actually going on there. You talk about mental health and how you struggle with it. Tell me about your last night little crisis you had. What's happening?
Okay, call me out. Okay, so anyways, Kaitlyn, thank you so much. We're really just gonna dive deep into my psyche here. I have these moments in life where I have a spiral. It's so fun, and it's usually about being single. Or just my love life. But
you spiral in like specifically about being single?
I think, because it feels like the area of my life where like I don't want to say unfulfilled because it's not unfulfilled. I just like, I know my career, like I have such a great friend circle. It's just like that kind of unfinished chapter in my life, I feel like. Yeah. And I have been like chosen and stand by it to be single for most of my life. Like I'm like a big lover girl. Like all my friends know this. And I would rather wait for like a person who makes me very excited to be in love and like who I really want to be in love with. But your girl gets lonely and your girl sees other people happy and then she spirals and then she gets a crush and her crush doesn't like her back. And then she spirals. So there's that. But I felt a little bit last night. I also might have been the NyQuil I took. And
NyQuil will bring out all the feels.
So
I think also it's because you came from LA. It was like a very scary time. And then you went into like surrounding yourself with friends and loved ones. And then we've been like going out and doing this. And then you come to New York and you're meeting up with friends. And then you're in bed alone last night for the first time in like a long time. And you're probably like, oh.
We can say it's that. It also happens when it's not that. But
well, I feel like so many people relate to that. Like when you like feeling lonely is such.
It's definitely relatable. Like
loneliness is an epidemic. People feel lonely.
100%. Yeah. And I am very grateful that I have done a lot of therapy and self-work where like I can have a mental conversation with myself and like talk myself off a ledge. And I have a friend, her and I like have our crush spirals together. But I go through the whole like mental narrative of like, do I re-download Hinge? Do I start like scrolling? Do I like, and then I'm like, no, like you've never been fulfilled by this. Like you don't want to just be in a relationship to just be in a relationship. Like I know what it feels like when I like someone. I know what it feels like when I'm in love, and like I want that and I will wait for it and it's fine. But it just, sometimes it gets a little frustrating just being like, okay, you're 34. You're not actively talking to anybody. Like, is there something wrong with me? And then I'm like, no. I mean, well, yes, but
I mean, there's something wrong with everybody, but it's so interesting because there's probably, I say this all the time that people are so lonely even in a marriage sometimes. There's like different forms of loneliness where you're literally by yourself and you're like craving some sort of companionship, or you could be in a long-term loyal relationship and feel lonely in that relationship because you're unhappy or whatever. It's so to achieve like true happiness, I feel like is next to impossible because our brains are wired to not be happy.
Well, because we're inundated with all this consumerism and capitalism and like TikTok, Instagram. Like I was having this conversation with, I can't remember, it might have been you, about how we're inundated with just so many things that we're like constantly waiting for the next best thing. And I think like that's dating culture now because of it. Like we know things are so accessible. Like we have apps to like bring things right to our doorstep. And I definitely don't want that in my love life. And I also like have to remind myself that I have a life very full of love. Like it may not be that romantic love, but I have like beautiful friends who like I know love me unconditionally. I have a snorting little pig that's walking around here if you're watching the YouTube. I have family. Like I love what I wake up and I get to like do what I love as well. So
yeah, but your feelings are still valid for spiraling, for being
100%. It won't be the last time.
Yeah, no,
you'll get that text again. Don't worry.
I always spiral over things where literally in an hour I'm over it, and then I'm like, is that because I've done a lot of healing work and a lot of therapy, or is that because what I'm spiraling about is so stupid? I literally am like the most in my head person in the world. Like I'm trying to remember.
Like I love a crush, but I hate a crush.
Because
you get like, you go so high and like it's so exciting and it's so fun, but then you can go so low so quick.
Well, because if there's like one thing that throws it off, you're like, this is stupid. Was this all in my head? They don't even like me. And you just,
yeah.
What is the dating scene like for you right now? Like when you have a crush, is it because like you've gone on a date or is it just like, what does dating look like for you right now?
Well, I'm not dating, so there's that.
But like you don't go on dates?
I haven't since probably like September because I was so busy the last like Q4 of 2024 and then the world started burning.
Yeah.
But I mean, I prefer to date people I meet through people, which is really hard when you're gay because then everybody is each other's exes and then they're friends and you don't want to date that person.
Yes.
Which I think is also a part of my spiral because then I'm like, how am I going to meet somebody? Yeah. I mean, it's tough. LA is really tough because I am in a really great group of friends. I love them all. And I don't really want to cross that line there because like we're all friends and it just becomes so complex. And then I have friends other places. I mean, here's my like ideal. I would love a long distance partner. I know that's a hot take.
I'm with you.
I am very independent. I love my work. Like I like my alone time. Yeah. I love to travel. I can work remote. I mean, as long as there's an end goal eventually. But like I'm down for a long distance.
I'm also down for a long distance relationship because I just feel like I'm the same way as you. I love my work. I travel. Yeah. I love my alone time.
Also, like, I know this will wear off, but like I love missing someone and then being like able to do like cute, sweet little things from afar. And
you're very thoughtful,
but
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I am. I'm thoughtful, but I'm not very romantic. I guess that's what it is. I'm thoughtful. I'm not romantic.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I think is fine.
Yeah.
But I feel like you're super romantic and thoughtful. Like what would an ideal, do you have a crush right now?
Correct.
Okay. What would your ideal date be with, if you could take her out?
I love an experience date. Like this is just me. The worst date to me is sitting across at dinner.
Oh, I agree.
I hate it. Like, first off, we have misophonia. So right
yes,
there,
we do.
You lost us.
You like start hearing them cheer. You're like, and
I got the ick.
I gotta go.
I would love a hockey game because you can still talk. Like, I think that's a great first date. Like a concert, you can't really talk. A movie, you can't really talk. But like or like going to play mini golf or like doing something active like that. Like going and getting beer and playing darts. Like I love, or pool.
I
something
love
like
darts.
That. Yeah. That's like my ideal first type of a date.
Why do I love darts?
It kind of is Canadian.
Yeah, oh, okay. That makes sense.
Like. This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Have you ever thought about switching up your insurance to see if you could save a little extra cash? Because honestly, same. And that's why I love how easy Progressive makes it. You just pop in a few details about yourself and boom, they'll let you know if you can save by bundling your home and auto insurance. And the best part, takes minutes. Like you could do it while waiting for your coffee to brew. And who doesn't want a little extra money in their pocket? You know, I do. Visit progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Have you ever done dry January?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm not doing it right now. I'm doing wet January.
My January is very wet.
Yeah.
It's
not in the way I want, really, but
you're like, it's Sahara Desert down there, but up here wet.
Yeah.
I'm in such a predicament right now with the drinking industry because I enjoy a gin martini. I enjoy a glass of wine so much. It makes food taste better to me. I enjoy the camaraderie of it with friends. I just like, there's something, I don't care if people are sober. I don't care if they're not drinking. Just me personally enjoy a beverage or two. And now there's all this data coming out about how it's causing cancer and it's going to kill you. And then my algorithm just feeds me like, it'll make you live longer. And I'm like, thank you, Instagram.
There's always been like conflicting BuzzFeed articles about this stuff.
Honestly, it goes back to the Founding Fathers Day.
Oh, you've really studied this. Okay, let's hear the CNN.
Get your news from me. Back in the day, the Founding Fathers, they found a bill from their like day together of how much alcohol they drank. It was like astronomical. Mm-hmm. Like just the amount of booze they drank was crazy. But they've went through phases where after they like tried to ban drinking, I guess.
Prohibition, yeah.
Yeah. And then it came back. And it has always been this. But here's the problem with social media. This happens with Botox too. People see that it goes viral for what they're talking about. So they'll make outrageous statements about it because it gets people talking. And there's studies done on both the benefits of wine or having a drink and the opposite of it. But I'm like, what? I feel now like a big asshole drinking a martini, being like, looking around, being like,
okay, first off, I don't think anyone needs to feel wrong for however well, I feel like obviously, yes, people can have unhealthy relationships with alcohol.
Yes.
But I feel like if somebody wants to be sober curious, somebody wants to be sober, if somebody wants to have a glass of wine, like I don't think they need to apologize for it. Like I think I love a glass of red wine. Like I genuinely love the taste of it. I'm not drinking that to like get drunk.
Yeah.
It's the same way, like if someone asks me if I want a vodka shot, I'm saying, hell no, I don't enjoy that. So I think it's what's right for every single individual. Again, I think we're inundated with so much because of the internet, and it's like, how do you decipher it? How do you know it's a trustworthy source? How do you know what it's studied on, who it's studied on, how long it's studied on? Was it studied on men? Was it studied on women? Was it like, you don't know all the other factors of these things usually, or I mean, I don't. It's cycles where it's like kale was the healthiest food for a while. Then it was like, I don't know. There's all these like wellness things that we're just thrown at all the time. And I think it is just as unhealthy to stress yourself out about mentally like what you're doing to your body as it is to like what you're putting in your body.
I really hope I saved this one video. I did. Yes. Okay. Listen to this. Buckle up. This is a bit of a ride, but
What in the world are we going to do about alcohol? Because at this point, I am utterly confused. On the one hand, you've got the World Health Organization telling us that all booze is dangerous. There is no safe amount. But now you've got also the U.S. Surgeon General putting a cancer warning label on alcohol, on all of it. Right there on the bottle, right there on the can. Cancer. The message, just one drink a day and your chances of cancer go up. Okay, but what's the research say? Well, we just got a dignified new report this very month from the U.S. National Academies of Science, Engineering, and Medicine. And guess what? Yes, they found a cancer risk, but they also found that drinking a moderate amount of alcohol actually lowers your risk of dying. So there's like a not dying benefit compared to not drinking at all. Huh. So what I think this means generally is that America continues to be absolutely, totally confused when it comes to alcohol. And by the way, this has always been the case. The country was founded by absolute, total lushes. This is a real bar tab, by the way, from the founding fathers. 55 people, George Washington among them. One night in mid-September 1787, a heady time, they were working on the Constitution. They had 60 bottles of claret, 54 bottles of Madeira, 22 bottles of porter, 12 bottles of beer, and 8 bottles of whiskey. Oh, and for good measure, 7 large bowls of punch. That's just 55 people, folks.
Is that real?
That's real. That's a genuine bar tab from the founding fathers. And then that country that they founded decided at one point, not too long ago, to update the Constitution they wrote and ban alcohol entirely, but then repeal it, and then put age limits on drinking, but then change the age limits, and now maybe a cancer warning label? Alcohol and human beings have been working together to great benefit for at least 10,000 years, but we would have figured out at this point, is it good or is it bad, terrible or great, or somewhere in between? I'm so confused.
so confusing.
So what I'm gathering is we know nothing.
It's so, there's always, I just find that we know too much about so many things now that there's always just so much information coming in that we don't know what to believe.
Truly, I don't eat, it's like food too.
Food too.
But I
with
think
the red dye.
Obviously January, there's always such a conversation around alcohol because of dry January. True. And I'm not like, I used to be so much more when I did do dry January, a black and white person, like all or nothing. Mm-hmm. So that's why I would kind of do it. But I do think I want to this year, like, de-center alcohol a little bit in my life, but I'm not trying to like, because I do think it is very much at the forefront of a lot of things, but I don't know.
What day is it? January 18th today.
Holy shit. Yeah.
I'm like, did you have any resolutions that you've already broken?
Okay, no. So I'm not like a resolutions girl.
Me either.
I, again, used to be. Now I kind of just I like to do a vision board of things I want to accomplish for the year. And then I write like more manifestations of like, I will, and do like a little checklist. And I like to go through it quarterly and just kind of like see what I can check off. It's not like I'm obsessing over it. The last resolution I ever made, I did pretty well. I went 7 months without messing it up, and it was no shots.
Oh, wow. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Shots are never a good idea.
No.
Literally never.
No. I haven't done a shot this year, so I could start that resolution.
I'll do that
again, but
resolution with you.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it
pretty
is a
good.
good one. I've never taken a shot and then the next day been like really glad I had
And
that
also,
shot.
I'm not having a shot because I enjoy the shot.
No.
Like that's where with the alcohol and like decentralizing. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm into that.
No shots.
Because I do think that's when I'm questioning my relationship with alcohol
Yeah.
is when I'm like, why am I doing shots?
Yeah.
I'm a 39-year-old woman. I'm not at 21 at the club anymore. Unless
Yeah,
it's
and
a
I'm not
really
judging-
nice tequila.
Yeah. I did a ginger shot. That's my new shot.
Ginger shot? Oh, like juice?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, you were
Like
also
health
sick.
wellness. Yeah, I was.
Did it help?
I mean, we don't know.
I know.
Again, I think it's something that we're fed to tell us.
You
it
should have
helps.
seen this girl. I went and got a facial at the Ritz, and the upgrades she was trying to sell me. She was like, "Oh, I could use this wand on you, and it does this, 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 this." And I go, "How much is it for the add-on?" She goes, $150. I was like, "What? That's more than the facial." Like,
Insanity.
it's crazy.
This is what I'm going to miss about TikTok is there's so many natural hacks that you can get from
Yeah.
TikTok. Like I think there's so many things, especially wellness and like beauty.
Yeah.
And I'm the biggest consumer of it. But I think we have these quick fixes for everything and there's like a tool for everything. And there's so many natural, like easy ways
I
that we
just
can
feel like
just
we
do it ourselves.
complicate everything.
Yeah. Because
We
we're,
literally complicate everything.
well, it's all capitalism.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah,
Don't get me started. Okay. I have a fun game for us to end this.
I love a game.
Okay. Just a little, it's not really a game. It's just more rapid
Okay,
fire,
I'm
like
I'm
fun
getting
questions.
bamboozled here.
just
Cool.
fun questions. What celebrity would you like to kiss at midnight on New Year's?
Oh no. The one I just thought of, I was like, this is sad because her husband just died. So I don't feel like
Oh,
it's appropriate to
who?
say Aubrey Plaza. I love her.
Oh,
she's
I
like my
get-
girl crush.
I
Or
love her
just
too.
crush. Would kiss Zoe Kravitz for sure.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, good one.
Yeah.
Zoe Kravitz. Yeah, that's a good one. I really like Miles Teller.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah.
Because his personality and he's hot.
I know.
I get that.
He also reminds me of this guy that I used to have a crush on when I was 17, who was like this hockey player. Who now I don't even know what he's doing, but he looks just like him. And it like takes me back.
Okay.
Last thing you Googled.
Oh.
I know I'm scared. I'm looking at mine too. Friday
See
evening.
here.
How long are dogs pregnant? That was what I Googled.
First off, you don't even have a female dog.
I know. I was talking to a girl that was beside me at dinner and her friend didn't know that their dogs were having sex and then they got pregnant. And then I was like, wait, how long are dogs pregnant? 58 to 68 days.
All of mine are so boring. I have nothing good to give you.
What?
My last one, like truly, was 951 area code because I got a text saying hi from
Oh.
an unknown number. They still didn't answer me. I'm really curious
Oh.
who that was. Then it was 1.2 centimeters to millimeters for nail measurements.
Yeah. Mine's literally Kaitlyn Bristowe, Wiki Feet, and how long are dogs pregnant?
Mine's a ton of open table reserve. I'm trying to find you like the funniest one that I've got. Oh, is metrosexual offensive?
Is it?
And then I got
Is it?
this one's good.
What is it?
Tamiflu diarrhea question mark. Because it was
That's a good one.
a prescription I got and I was worried I was going to get it if I was going out.
Why? It's not like you're having butt sex.
No, but I was just worried if I was going out for the night, if I was going to be like running to a bathroom.
You know how gay guys have to worry about what they eat and
Yeah.
like not get diarrhea?
Yeah.
I thought that's what you
How do you know what I was doing in New York? No, I'm kidding. Caitlin's like, you're so single.
No.
I'm kidding.
Hey, who knows if you re-downloaded Hinge or what happened there? Wait, is metrosexual offensive?
We came across no.
Okay.
But I think it could be. I
It
don't
could be.
know. I think it's how it's used.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. What's the song you have on repeat right now?
Ooh. Actually, why is this hard for me to answer? I have a lot. I mean, That's So True is always stuck in my head by Gracie Abrams.
That's what I was gonna guess for
love,
you.
Love.
Yeah.
But
Mine is
there was
Doechii.
one- Okay, yes. You also got me on that. I did add it to my playlist.
obsessed.
I also have, you know what? I'm going to give my friend a shout out because I'm obsessed with her new song. It's called Street Signs and it's by Isla Muri.
Oh,
and
okay.
she showed me this. She just released it and I have been listening to it on repeat, but she showed me it like over a year ago and I've been obsessed with it. So yeah,
That's a good one.
I feel like you'd love it. It's very much our vibe.
I will download it. Most embarrassing thing that you've ever posted online?
Oh my God,
Mine was for sure my nip by accident. Full nip.
I've done that kind of intentionally.
but
Not
that's-
full nip, like some areola.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what is the most embarrassing? Maybe a screenshot, but I like can't think off the top of my head what it would have been. I'm pretty like
Yeah.
anxious and check.
You're
If I think of one, I'll let you know for sure.
you're dialed in. I've posted some pretty embarrassing things.
Well, I have a company. Like I have, you're like,
Yeah,
I have a
that's
company too. But
Yeah, but my brand is like also being unhinged. Like people would be like, "Oh, there's her nip." What's the weirdest DM you've ever received?
ooh, people trying to flirt and very badly.
Men or women or both?
Both. I mean, I respect it. Listen, I respect it, and like I don't get it often, but just being like, come meet me here, or like, let's go to this, and I'm like, you really think I'm just gonna you've never
like,
said
okay.
anything else, like yeah.
Okay, see you there.
I'm like, okay, or yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to think. I got a weird DM after I went on the Hawktua pod. A lot of young boys coming out of the woodworks, like 22-year-old boys being like, "Hey, you can Hawktua," and I'm like, "Oh, God.
Not the hawk too.
I got so many of those after. And another guy said to me, because this is so embarrassing. So on the Hawktua podcast, she was like, "What's a move that you do in bed that drives a guy nuts?" And I was like, "Oh, the corkscrew," which is like a hand job, just a good old fashioned hand job where you like do that or something. And
I used to do that back in the day.
I'll still whip it out once in a blue moon. And then all these like young boys are messaging me being like, "Can you give me a corkscrew?"
Oh,
and I was like, "Oh my
God.
God." And then the worst part of it all was Brody, my 13-year-old nephew. He was like, "All my friends know who you are now because of the Hawktua podcast." And I was like, no. I wanted to crawl in a hole and die.
Yeah, there's some things. It's honestly, for me, it's probably not what I've posted online. It's if my dad has seen it or not, and I never want to know.
My dad has seen too. Poor dad. He is, yeah. And he like gets, he messaged me one time. He's like, "Oh, on the Facebook, they're talking about your sexuality." And I was like, "Oh my God, Dad, don't."
It's always the Facebook.
The Facebook. Oh my gosh. Okay. Dream. Actually, no. Biggest ick in a girl.
Ooh.
Because we have ick lists for men all day long. What's your biggest ick for a girl?
Oh, this is a tough one.
Ooh, yes.
Because if I really like someone, it's really hard to get the ick. I think I get very icked out by people who aren't considerate in general.
Yeah.
But I also think if you do come off, like, because this is something very easily for girls, like to come off way too strong right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Like that to me, or bad breath.
Oh, yeah. That's always an ick.
Yeah.
Damn. I've had a couple of those. What's something people would be surprised to learn about you?
I used Irish dance.
You whipped it out at the bar the other night.
Did I?
Yes. What? And
Oh, I did. I was thinking here. I was like, I didn't do this in New York.
in Nashville, we
yeah,
went to a
in Broadway.
honky tonk.
I did.
And you whipped out the Irish dancing. Why were you? It was something. We were at Friends in Low Places. I forget why, but I started like doing the bagpipes with my nose.
Oh, I think because I told Kristen. Oh. And she didn't know. Yeah.
And you're like, "Sit back, hold my beer." And you just start Irish dancing.
I don't
Oh,
really know
God.
how it came up, but
I don't either, but I'm really glad it did. Oh, I remember. It was something. I think you said you were gay, and she was like, "You dance?" And you're like, "No, I said I'm gay." And then you're like, "But I do dance." And then you start Irish dancing. That's what it was.
2 plot twists in one.
Oh my God, that's funny. Okay, what is one fashion trend that you regret trying?
I don't regret really trying anything. There's
Yeah.
definitely ones I won't do again. Like dresses over jeans, not going to be for me.
You tried that?
When I was like 14.
Oh, I thought you were saying recently.
No. We learned. Okay, recently,
I'm trying to
fashion
think.
trends. I mean, okay, the headband is really back right now, like
It
the
is?
flat one. Not
Oh,
like
that
the-
I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, like the full circle, like stretchy headband.
Yeah.
And I put one on the other day, and I was like, "This, I just don't think this is for me."
No, it looks
like
so
I
bad
look
on me.
ridiculous, but I envy girls who can pull it off
Me
because it
too.
is.
I
It's
look
a
at it
moment.
and I'm like, how do you look good in
Yeah,
that
it's a
headband?
moment.
I look like a little like 12-year-old boy.
Yeah, I just don't have the right forehead for it. Is I think the thing.
Okay, I'm going to put you on to a little something. A hot tip, if you will, from one big wine guy to another. If you are going to drink wine in any amount, a glass, a bottle, you need to be drinking one that's low sugar. High sugar content in wine is the main culprit for hangovers, and a high sugar wine is not good. Nobody's got time for that. So next time the mood strikes for a nice, crisp glass of vino, pick up a bottle of Spade and Sparrows. All 4 varietals are low sugar, made in California, and of course, female founded by yours truly. You can locate your nearest bottle today by visiting spadeandsparrows.com/in-store. All 4 Spade and Sparrows varietals are honestly crowd pleasers. I don't think we've gotten any bad reviews. They're super easy drinking. It's what I drink for wine. And of course, like I said, all low sugar. Find Spade and Sparrows in the wine aisle at Target in Florida, Texas, Georgia, Ohio, Oklahoma, Louisiana, or various other retailers across the U.S. or shop online at spadeandsparrows.com. And of course, my little vino community, you can use code OFFTHEVINE to receive 15% off your first order. Spade and Sparrows, great wine without the rules.
Okay, last question. What is one app that you cannot live without?
Oh, my notes app or my calendar, because I would get nothing done.
Oh my gosh, my notes app is chaotic.
Okay, should we read just the first line of like our last 4?
Oh no.
Because I always see memes of notes apps where it's like they're just the most unhinged. So first one is HCCJQ.
Oh, don't know why.
Second one is compliments Leandra has given me.
Aw.
If you want to know the compliment, you're so sweet like a cotton swab.
What? That doesn't even make sense.
Rigger Hill Market hot chocolate.
Okay.
Nikki, IKEA table tray. My person will. That's my manifestation for my next partner.
Oh, that sounds like a
the number
song.
11.
That's mine are all song ideas in the last because I
Okay, wait,
write
love
song
this.
ideas all the time. I'll read a few.
Okay.
They only love you because they hate me. Low hanging fruit. Apparently, I put in. Go play in your little sandbox.
I kind of love that.
You do?
I kind of want to hear that song.
Okay. I'm probably gonna write this one, but you lost the plot. I've been thinking about this one for a long time. A familiar sadness. That'd be a dark one.
That one sounds like bathroom floor.
Yeah. Fool me twice, not once.
Shame on who?
That could be a lyric. That's good. Then it turns into it says leather trench. I think that was
This
a
is what I
packing
mean.
list.
This is why I love a notes app, because you just go through it like,
yeah.
and then my favorite is going and looking at like 2 years ago. Like, let's just see.
Oh, gosh.
And stop. 7 things I learned in September. Wonder what that was.
Whoa, look what I wrote in 2023. You value your doubt more than your potential.
Ooh, oh, I got to find some. I got
Oh,
quotes. in
that is deep.
yeah,
Kaitlyn.
there's some deep things. There's also got to be some raging notes in here.
Oh, I have some
Letters to
really
people.
ragey mean ones in here.
This was November 13th, 2024. So at 1:41 a.m. So you know I was drunk.
Oh no, what is it?
I always thought with age you'd feel older, but you don't. Or at least I don't. I simultaneously feel 18 and 23 and 8 and 34 and 82, which I haven't even experienced. What the fuck was I thinking?
That's kind of cute.
I looked at 28-year-olds when I was 15 and thought they knew everything. Now I'm 34 and look at 21-year-olds and realize they have the world ahead of them. You couldn't tell me shit at 21. I'm 6 years shy of 40 and feel closer to 20. We're told wrinkles in time define our worth, but I still feel the young ache for life I fear a lot of us lose or surrender. I hope I never feel my age. I hope I stay as free as what the f- was I going through? I hope I stay as free as a 6-year-old chasing an ice cream truck. I hope I stay as imaginative as a 9-year-old playing dress up in his, their grandma's closet. I hope pronouns. I hope I feel as and I was drunk. Yeah. I hope I feel as careless as a 20-year-old at college. I hope I am as wise from life as the 85-year-old I jokingly claim as a personality trait. Life is fluid and we move with it, but 3, 9, 12, 15, 18, 22. I really went on a list of numbers there. I'm not going to say them all. Me is going to live it, experience it, soak it up, and be grateful for the ride, the roller coaster of simultaneously feeling 4 and 78 all at once.
Damn, use a depot. That is deep.
What?
I kind of like it though.
I mean, could be worse.
Would like to know what you were on. I would have some of that. Oh, I have a would you rather list in here from 2017.
Ooh, let's go.
Would you rather give up ranch or wine for the rest of your life?
Ranch.
Me too. Get a guest spot on Game of Thrones or get abducted by aliens?
As long as I come back from the abduction, normal, that.
I'm dead over the next one. Give Juan Pablo a blowjob or have sweaty Josh Murray go down on you?
Who's Josh Murray?
That's who Andy Dorfman picked on her season of Bachelorette.
I feel like I'd rather have him go down on me because then I don't have to do the work.
Have vaginas for ears or penises for fingers? Ears.
Vaginas. Yeah, vaginas for ears.
Because then you can cover it. Okay, last one. Get a tattoo of my face on your butt or shave your head and not be able to wear wigs?
100% get a tattoo of your face on my butt.
Oh my gosh.
100%.
So funny. Oh, I love it. Oh God, I could just shoot the shit the rest of the day.
This was
But
fun.
what, you have to fly out.
I do.
Okay, Banks Irini. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on the pod. Tell people where they can find your quickies and your Instagram to go to your highlights to watch how they can give back.
Okay, my Instagram is Bailey, JSTBAILEY, JST, because Bailey was taken. And then quickies, if you like press-on nails.
They are the best press-ons. I'm obsessed.
So good, she's wearing them.
I'm definitely not wearing them right now. I'm definitely not wearing them. I went for ew, but look how bad they look.
I'm
These
just
are not
bugging you.
press-ons.
I have so many friends who wear press-ons and gels
That's
and
what I
like
do.
go back and forth, and there's no shame in any of it.
I do both. And
I'm just too
sometimes
lazy.
If one of these breaks, then I'll just slap a quickies on. It's amazing.
Also, just saying, you really should be following quickies if you like Kaitlyn, because you never know what 2025 is going to bring.
I'm actually so excited. Oh, those are going to be slick. Okay, well, thank you for podcasting with me today.
Of course. Love you.
Love you. I always want to go do.
Toot toot.
I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. I'll see you next Tuesday. See you next